Hey folks, Rob here, and it's my only day off for a few days. Just got done with the training meeting at work, so thought I'd come home and work on some stuff. I wasn't going to film this just because, I just wasn't going to film it. But then I decided, well, maybe somebody would want to know something about this particular brand of, what I'm doing is installing a mini split into my house. So I bought this off Walmart, and the brand of it is, I'm going to flip you around here in a minute. It's Zokop, Z-O-K-O-P, Zokop. And it was one of the most economical mini splits I could find. This unit shipped to me and everything was just a little over $500. And it's 12,000 BTU. It's inverter technology, whatever that means. And it's 220 volts. So we're going to be working on installing that. Now, I've already done some of it. If you look right up there, I already mounted the wall mount. You just basically find where you want to put it and screw that to the wall. If you got sheetrock or something, you may have to do some anchors. Make sure you mount it to where when you go to drill your hole for your line set to go through, that you don't hit a stud. So kind of got to find a stud and then kind of offset it a little bit so that your line set doesn't hit a stud, which is what I've done up here where you see the mounting bracket. Now I've already unboxed the head unit, and I'm going to turn you around. Now, I've already unboxed the head unit. It's I've already installed my power cable. This is the cable, a communication wire they call it, and power cable. Actually feeds power from the outdoor unit into the condenser head here, whatever this part is, whatever they call it. And then it's got your two line sets, and a drain line. So that bundle coming up here is my line set, my circulation lines, copper lines, and the power cord here, and then your drain lines also in that. It's wrapped. I've already wrapped it in insulation and got that prepped. So next we're going to be working on drilling the hole for the through the wall to feed the line set out. So let me pause you here, and then we'll turn around and we'll do this process. So we got our mark where we want to take our, and I think this is a 2.5 inch hole saw, and we're going to drill a hole. So I've marked my distance out from the center of this to the center of my hole. I want 5.5 inches, and I want it as close to this bottom bracket, so because you want your line set to angle downward. So we're just going to get it pretty close to the bottom of this and centered right about there, and start to cut our hole. I've measured this twice now, so because there we threw that. We're into our tar paper, and God, I made a mess on top of my fridge. Maybe I should have moved that. Anyway, we'll cut through our tar paper and our insulation, and then we'll have to go out and cut the back side. So let me get my knife here and cut through that. I probably should have moved my refrigerator out, but I didn't. We'll vacuum it up. I got a little dust buster, so let's get that out. Then let's just try to work our insulation to the side. Now you want this outer hole to be just slightly lower than the inner hole, and because you want it to be able to drain. All right, so I'm going to try and do this. I don't know if this is long enough, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this hole, and I'm going to try to drop our bit down just a little bit below this, probably 1/4 inch below this hole. So that when it exits out the back wall, it will be about 1/4 inch lower than this. And that will allow our line to drain down. So well, battery dead. I overheat my drill. That's some tough stuff. Battery's about dead, but I can see light. All right, we're through. So we have a hole inside and outside. So, and it's angling down. So that outer hole is just slightly lower than this inner hole. It got pretty hot. I can feel that hot air coming through there from the outside. So, with our kit, we got several different components. And I know I'm out of frame right at the moment. But we have a sleeve for this to go through. So I'm going to work this tube through there, and then we'll cut it off to the right length outside. So that goes in there, and it's going down at a slight angle. So that will give us the angle we need down. And then we're just going to put our trim plate on it. And once the unit goes in there, that'll stay up against there. We might feel a little, it'll be hidden. So I'm going to get our unit. And this part isn't extremely heavy. It may be a little tricky to get everything worked through there. First thing I'm going to do is work my power line through. I'll get it pulled with it. I don't know what I pulled with it. I'll feed this through. Little cover's not a real tight fit in that tube. So now we're going to try to get our line set through. That may be the tricky part. I may have to bring this up and over my button. That will work better. And then that will go through. This is not the easiest thing to do by yourself, but it is doable. Just work your line through. I'll probably have to push my sleeve back through from the other side. And we'll hook our unit on top and latch it down. I probably could have went a little higher with that, but there we are, a little piece of trims there. But that ensures us that we're going downhill, which is what we want. So anyway, that's our internal installation, inside installation of the unit itself. Now we'll go outside and work a little bit. Okay, so we got our pipes coming out through the wall, and as I suspected, I'm going to have to work this back through, and it's marked. So let's make sure that's about okay. I'm going to have to take it back off anyway. So let's let me show you this. Okay. If you can see, this has little marks on it. And this one just so happens to correspond with the thickness of the wall. Okay, so we've cut it to length. Now in your kit, you get some rolls of plasticine, which is like just a plastic putty. And we'll use that to seal around these. Perfectly flush, and it does. And that's going slightly downhill. Now we want to gently move our line set. Well, I got to get the other collar. So I've gotten the other part of our shroud here, or decorative cover, whatever you want to call it. Now you could spray foam this if you're so inclined to do so. Now, your kit comes with this plasticine. It's just a moldable plastic, and we're going to use that to seal around this. It's a putty, and it is white. So we're going to take some of this, and we're going to work it back in around here to seal this. This will keep air and everything out. And help seal this up. So we're just sealing up around our line set, coming through the wall. It just keeps any critters or anything out. All right, we didn't use much of it, but we could have used it on the inside too if we wanted. So now we're going to slowly and gently bend our line set down. Now you don't want to keep these lines, so you want to go slow and easy. But you do not want to keep these. They're small lines. It could be kinked easily, I would think. Alright, that's as far as I'm going to take it. I have a trim piece that covers this, and but I don't want to get it any closer than I have to, because I don't want to kink that line. Alright, that's it. That's got that part done. Now we just have to connect our line sets, and you see they're both capped. So we're going to take this off and we'll connect our line set and our drain hose extension. So we'll do that next. So here we have our line set and our drain hose. And your line set, you just want to kind of gently roll this out. Best way to get it started. Don't want to kink it, want to go slow. And lay it down on the ground. And just kind of roll it out. I'm not really putting any weight on this. I'm just kind of holding it down. I've watched other videos on this and they make it look so easy. It's not as easy as it looks. But you do not want to kink this stuff. Alright, we've got it fairly straight. Now inside each of your ends you got these cap protectors. Because look, I did get mud on it. We don't want dirt in our threads. So those just pull out. That one pulls out. So now we have our exposed couplers. Now I'm going to go grab a couple open-ended wrenches and we'll put these together. Looks easier on when other people do it. That's hard to straighten. We'll do better when we get down the wall. So I've got a couple open-ended wrenches here. We're going to bring our line set around. Our straightened as best as we could line set, which we are going to need nowhere all this, so we're going to have to kind of do some creative storage for the rest. So we have our small 1/4 inch line, and that will go to this 1/4 inch line here. And of course it does have a protective cap over it as well. So we're going to remove this cap. Hopefully this will take it off. Yes, it did. And you'll hear a little hiss because That's pressurized. So that was pressurized. And then you have your larger one here. That had some good pressure on it. So we know that unit inside don't leak. If we did, that would not have been in there. Okay. Now we're going to take our 1/4 inch and our nut, and we're going to get this started as straight as possible. Now, we are just going to get this good and tight. We're not going to try to wail on it. There is a inch-pound recommendation for this, but I don't have a torque wrench to do this with. I don't have the adapter, so we're just going to get it good and tight. We're not going to over tight. We will pressure check this. Alright, that's what I feel is tight enough. So there's our 1/4 inch line, and we got it installed. Now we'll grab our 3/8 without stepping on my line. And we want to do this one the same way. Get this nice and straight and start it on there. Take your time and don't cross thread, whatever you do. That's 5/8. It's a 5/8 inch line. I said 3/8, it's 5/8. Let's push this one back out of the way a little bit so we can get on this one. We're just going to get that good and tight, not so tight that it feels like it's going to strip or anything. Okay, so there we got our 2 line sets connected. Like I said, we will be pressure testing this. We're going to get these going down the wall. We got 2 pieces of drain, so we can make sure we have enough to extend our drain all the way down. If I can find the end of it, maybe you just, oh, there it is. There we go. So anyway, you got 2 different ends here. Both the same. So we're just going to put one up on this and make sure it's locked in good. Push it up on there as far as we can. And I don't think we'll need any more drain line. So I think that's enough drain line to bring us down to the bottom. All right, the kit comes with this extra piece of insulation. We don't need that. Don't need our wrenches. I'll throw them down there. Okay, so this piece of line set here that is not insulated up into the bundle, we're going to put a little more insulation just around this area right here. Really don't have to go with the drain, although it probably should. I don't want the drain freezing up in the winter. So we're just going to go around this. I don't think I need all that. I think that will be sufficient, maybe up to there, down to here. So let's cut this piece of foam right about here where I got my fingers. If I can find my knife. Guys, if this has no interest to you, just don't watch it. But I thought I would show it just to show you that anybody. Now there is part of this that I'm not going to do myself. And that is this has to be vacuumed out. And I have a family member who does HVAC. And they will be coming and vacuuming this out for me and making sure we're good to go. So I'm not taking that to chance. This has to be vacuumed. If you have a vacuum pump and a set of gauges, I mean, you could do this yourself, but I don't, and it ain't worth spending the money to buy it when I have a family member who will come do it for nothing. So I'm gonna take a little piece of tape here, and this is all the tape I can find. This actually, I bought this tape to send Scott Hillbilly Morgan out his press. I didn't have no tape to tape up his shipping box, so I bought this roll of packing tape to send him his old powder measure out. And I'm going to put another piece. Guys, I do have a trim kit that will hide every bit of this, so you will not see any of this line set. And there we are, going down good. Now what we're going to do, we have this, it's not really a tape, it's a vinyl, it's a UV protectant to protect your line set. So we're going to start up here where I finished at previously. First, because this is not sticky, so you have to tape it somewhere. And I'm just going to get me a piece of tape here, and I'm going to put it on the end here, so when we stick it up here, it will stick. So we'll start right up here over where I finished with the other, and we're just going to wrap all this. We're going to try to get it all nice and snug, you know, squeeze together and overlap your seams and get this good and tight so it makes a single coherent piece of line set. All right, we got it all wrapped. That took a while. Now I don't know whether to I got enough pipe that I don't know whether to mount my unit on this end wall here or go on around the back with it and hide it. I probably got enough line set that I could make a bend there and take it around to the side. I need to go get my compressor unit and see just exactly which side the lines go in on, so before I decide where I'm going to connect it. So let me go in and get the compressor unit, bring it out, and then we'll look at it from there. We'll decide where to put it. So here's the condenser unit. And let me tell you, it's not light. That's equivalent to a 1-ton system. I'm thinking, because everything goes in right here, your electrical and your line sets, that I can run it along the bottom there, around the corner, and mount it right back there on that back corner. I think would be the optimal place to put it. But before I do that, I'm going to pull my line set around this way and see just how far it will reach before we make the decision on where to mount it. Okay folks, I didn't film all this. Sure, this took me forever. I got this trim kit. See, I'm shaking like a leaf. Got this trim kit, so I got that installed. It ain't the straightest, it's the greatest, but it's up there. I drilled a little hole for my drain to come out the bottom of the tube there. That way any water running gets into it can run. It's at a slight angle, so it can run out. And I think I've decided just to mount my mini split right here. Just roll up any excess line set I have and call it good, because I don't have enough trim kit to go on around, and I can hide the rest of that behind the unit. So anyway, just an update. Probably gonna stop for the day. I may put the wall mount up and set the unit up on it. I'm not sure. It's getting kind of late in the day, but been pretty busy. I got home after the meeting and got this started. So, oh, and I had a surprise visitor stop by today. Our old buddy Bullfrog come by and seen us, so I was glad to see him. I'd met him once before in person when I think I gave him some 22 shells or something I gave him. But anyway, there's a look at what I got done so far. So just a little update. All right guys, there's what I got done today. Got the Zokop mini split mounted. I bought this wall mounting kit from Amazon along with the trim kit. Could have used a little more right there, but that's okay. So I decided just to take my excess, go back up and over, and we'll turn it back into the unit here. Our lines will go into here, so we should be able to come down and make a bend on those. Our power goes in here, so we'll have our power running in. Oh shit, I ain't even pointing it toward it. So anyway, it has been a day. This looks easy on TV or on that YouTube, but it's not, especially for an old fat man by himself. Now, I may have to take that top unit back off, that top piece and that upper piece up there when we pressure test, but other than that, drilled a hole down here for my water to come out, and that's where she's at. She's level this way and front to back, so she's sitting pretty good up off the ground, so weed eating around it and stuff ain't gonna bother it much. So anyway guys, that is what I've got done so far today. I got to run my electrical. I got 50 foot of 10-2, and it will come out back there by the electric pole. That's where it'll come out from under the house and come up here. I got a disconnect and a whip to go from the disconnect to the unit, so we should be good. Mount my disconnect maybe over here, and let my whip come down up and under, hook up my control wires, and we should be good. We'll see. So anyway guys, got 3 12s to go now, so won't be no more work on it for a while, but got quite a bit done today. And I'm doing my laundry for so I have uniforms for tomorrow. Anyway guys, appreciate it.
Till the next video, we'll see you guys later.